Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my subscribers lesson. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon from my side.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Everything is well here. Thank you, sir, for asking.
You're very welcome. I got your email just now. I'll send the materials later, okay? And
Yes, sir. Thank you.
you're very welcome. And you can send me any of your writings if you want to, so that I can check and assess it. Please remember to write in Word format, okay? Microsoft Word. If you send
Yes,
me
sir.
PDF, it will be difficult for me to assess and check. I, okay, have got a call.
Yeah, my mommy called me. Wait a minute.
Yeah, this is the call, no
I
worries.
just.
So, welcome everyone. If you are interested to join, click on this link that I have shared. If you're watching from the mobile, it's on the screen. If you're watching from the web, it's on the right hand side, top. Okay, and you may be able to get 2 free lessons. All right, so I'm going to share some links in a moment.
I'm back, sir.
Okay, welcome back.
Yes, sir.
I will share some speaking techniques that we started yesterday. By the how is their family?
Um, Everyone is asleep now. I have put them to sleep so I can learning.
All right, that's great. Okay. What's your favorite food, Hesley?
Mm, my favorite food is something like with spicy. Anything with spicy things. I mean, maybe in Indonesia we can call like bakso, but in English like meatball, maybe a meatball.
So, meat is what kind of meat? Beef, chicken, lamb.
Meatball, beef, chicken. I love them.
Okay, great. All right, so we'll go today speaking tips part by part. Part one or task one. As you might be aware, there are 3 parts in speaking tasks of IELTS exam. Part one is very easy. We'll go with the part one today. And they ask mostly questions about you, like your name, where are you from, your city or country, why it is famous for, and they might ask you any of these 4 topics. You can see work, family, home life, personal interests. All right, we'll go with like a sample test. So the first question they ask you, may I see your ID? Then you have to take an ID like a passport, and they'll take the number. And by the way, this whole speaking part would be recorded as a proof that you have gone for the test. And also, it is needed when some students challenge and appeal that to check or rescoring because they're not happy with their scoring. Okay, so the first question is, what's your name?
My name is Hasley.
Okay, that's right answer. But remember, in IELTS exam or any other job interview, you must always tell your first name and last name
Okay.
at least.
Yeah, my name is my name is Hasley Julianti, but you can call me Hasley.
Very good. That's a very good answer. Then you can tell them what they should call you. And they also ask this question: do you have a nickname?
Uh, Nickname just Hasley.
Remember, first you have to answer this question, yes or no. Then you go to the next part. Do you have a
Okay,
nickname? It's a question. It's depends your answer. Yes, I have got a nickname, and that is this.
Hasley.
Okay.
Okay.
And after that, the third question is very confusing. I'm going to write it. What's your address?
What's your address?
And how do I address you? These two sentences and questions are very often confusing to our learners. Remember to understand and answer it clearly. In IELTS exam, it is very important for you, and not only IELTS exam, any conversation to understand the question or the statement. And you can answer well only if you understand it clearly. So, what's your
Okay, so
address?
can I?
Mhm. Go on.
Okay. My address is. I live in Mystical Park Place.
Okay, you tell their address. That's fine. And the next question: how
What is the next questions?
how do I?
Okay, okay. You can.
Mhm.
Yes. Um. So I have to explain the street.
How do I address you? What does this question mean? That is the confusing question.
Okay. Do we, how do I address you?
Hmm.
I mean, you can call me Hesley.
Very,
Am I
very good. You know
am
it.
I wrong?
No, no, you're right. You're 100% right.
Okay.
And most of the times when students are not aware, they always answer it wrongly. That's good. You know that. And also you may have noticed the words, two different sounds. Address, when we use a noun, we stress on the first part of the word. When the word has two syllable or bisyllable. Okay, I'll explain you after finishing this conversation. And when you use a noun, then we stress in the second part. So in English language, there is a phonetics rule or pronunciation rule. There are thousands of words which have got monosyllables, one stress, or bisyllable, two stress, or polysyllable, more than two stress on the word. And depending on the sound, it will be a noun, or it will be an adjective, or it will be a verb. We have to be very careful about that. Okay, so your answer is correct. How do I address you? We're stressing in the address is like upper intonation. And what's your address? It is lower intonation. That is noun. So all the words that have got the similar feature of noun and verb, when it is noun, it is a down intonation. And when it is
Ah,
verb,
yes,
it
sir.
is upper intonation. We have to just remember and use it correctly. And also, if it is a singular syllable, sometimes there is no intonation, but sometimes there is. The same rule is there. Especially this word. I have written a word on the comment section. Okay, it can be used as noun, or it's not showing again, or it can be used as verb. Okay, can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Can you see it, the word?
Not yet, sir.
Yeah, it is showing there now. It,
Okay. Dove.
dub, is it noun or verb?
Uh, depend of the how we use this because it can be noun, but sometimes it can be verb too.
Okay, you have pronounced it already correctly, dub. Is it noun, whatever you have pronounced, or verb? This pronunciation.
Dove.
Mm-hmm.
Dove. Dove. I don't know.
Okay.
Noun is dove,
This is noun, yeah, dove.
and
When it is
yes,
verb,
dove,
it is
and
dove. It is not
da
dove.
dove. Oh,
Yes.
dove. Okay.
All right. When it is noun, it is dove, that you have pronounced it correctly. When it is verb, it is dove. Past tense of dive. Dive, dove,
Dove.
dove. Okay.
Yes.
Dive is the main verb. That means jumping, like scuba diving, for example, bungee jumping. Okay. And another word, say this one. Hello is slow today a bit.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yes. Yes, sir.
This word, this can be used as a noun and as a verb.
Yes. Noun and verb. Ache.
Ache, very good.
Am I right to pronounce it? An
Ache,
ache
yes.
and when I say ache, this is a noun,
Hmm.
and when I say no, it's I'm wrong. Verb and noun. Okay. When I say ache, this is a verb, and when I say ache, this is noun. I'm oh my god, am I right? How?
You are right. It doesn't change the sound in this case because it is a monosyllable. It has got only one stress.
Okay.
It depends on the uses, like toothache, headache, noun. Okay. Stomach ache. Hey, I've
Headache,
got a bad headache. Do you have
stomach,
any painkiller? Okay. For a
headache.
headache. And when you like to use as a verb, oh, I played football, so my leg is aching at the moment.
Aching at the moment. Okay.
Okay. So these are one of the phonetics rules as we go through. Excuse me. I'll explain some phonetics rules as well, so that it is helpful for you to pronounce the words correctly. Okay. So the next question is: do you live in a family with your parents?
No, I live with my husband and my own family.
Okay. In your country, is there any limitation of age that someone can get married?
Mm, actually, there is no limitation for age can someone get married, but it's like how to explain.
You have to explain.
I will think about it. mm, it's like how to explain. Most of the people here, especially our parents, get worried when, for example, the women become 28 up 28 until 30 and they don't married yet. They just worry uh, because they most of the people believe that when a woman not married yet until the uh, upper 29 or 30, it's difficult to find someone for marriage, so that's why.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Another trick in IELTS exam: do not answer more than 20 to 30 seconds for any question. Okay. Um,
Yes.
Depending on your speed or fluency, you can at least describe three sentences minimum. If you're very slow, if you're a bit fast, medium speaker, 4 or 5 lines, and do not go beyond 4 or 5 lines explanation. And always remember, Hesley, and the people who are listening, in every question there is a grammar pattern. Try to use the pattern when you're answering.
Yes, sir.
That will be much helpful for you. It will help you giving the 50% of the answer. And remember, some questions are your decision based, your opinion. And IELTS exam, honestly speaking, part is nothing but creating your own sentences, own stories. It doesn't matter if the story is fake or truth or made up or imaginary, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because the examiner will assess your speaking and those four parts: fluency, vocab, grammar, and pronunciation. These are the four parts will be assessed. Okay, so if you are smart, if you've got some highly suited booted, if you've got some creative ideas, it will not affect the score. Remember, your score will be decided only for those features and your way of communication. Okay, so thank you very much for the answers. And I always suggest when you're answering, if you can use compound sentence, that will bring more marks for you. Because most of the students do not use compound sentence; they use simple sentence. Okay, and
Yes, sir.
always if it is yes and no question, first try to answer yes and no. Then you go for explanation. Like the question is there any age limit for the marriage in your country? There is not. But you said, can a girl get married in 12 years age or a boy? Leslie,
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
can a
Sorry, I
boy or
didn't get
girl
your.
can married in 12 years age or 15 years age?
No, no. Actually, in this country, there is rules. So boys and girls, for boys, can getting married by the government when the boys maximum a minimum 18 years old and 25 years better, and the girl also 18 years and 19 years old,
But
if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
but you said there is no age limit. So remember.
Oh my god.
So you will
Yeah, yeah,
so
thank you, sir.
you'll answer like
Supposed to
this.
be I answer this one.
Yeah, remember,
Yes.
you'll answer like this. Yes, there is a
Uh-huh.
minimum age limit, and a girl or boy
Mm-hmm.
must be 18 years or above. Okay, don't go for
Yes.
detailed explanation. Minimum 18 years, both of them. Adult, we call it. The adult age is 18
Adult,
years.
yes.
Adult, okay? That's great.
Yes, sir. Oh my god. But thank you, sir.
No problem. Now, these are some common questions they ask, and these questions are always common in the part one. And remember, depending on a response, you have to speak at least 4 to 5 minutes. It is one-to-one questions. And another question they ask very often: which country are you from?
I'm from Indonesia.
Okay, why Indonesia is famous for?
Because Indonesia has many islands to visit, and oh my god, this is my problem.
You have to overcome this
And
problem.
has many tourist spots, and Indonesia is beautiful country to visit.
Okay, please remember always if the question is like this, you have to at least explain 2 to 3 points. Okay,
2 to 3 points. Okay,
minimum.
the first is, the second is, the third is.
That's right. If you just explain like this will be much better for you as well as for the examiner. Remember, when you're speaking, do not say this word, oh, I don't know what to answer. Do not bring any types of negative thoughts. In your any learning, if you ever bring a negative thought, it will affect you psychologically. It will not motivate you. Okay? Always be
Yes, sir.
positive. Even if you think that you're making mistakes, don't stop talking. Okay? But if you can amend or correct your mistake, that's fine. Correct it and move on. Just saying simply sorry, oh, it was a mistake. It should be this. Clear?
Yes, sir. Can I try to answer one more time
Yes,
about
we are
Indonesia?
having open discussion. That's fine.
Okay. Why? What is the question before, sir? Can you repeat, please?
The question was the
Oh my
last
God.
last question. Do you live in a family?
I don't know.
Yeah,
About Indonesia. Why Indonesia?
and then sorry, why Indonesia is famous for? Sorry, that is the last question.
Okay, why Indonesia the famous? Because the first is Indonesia has many island and for tourist attraction, and the second is um, Indonesia is a big country, so you can go and see many things in Indonesia. And the third is Indonesia combine old. Oh my God. Mm, this is okay. I think I'm stuck again, sir.
Okay, this is a very common question. Remember, anyone can ask you, not only IELTS exam. Like you meet someone on the internet and they can ask you, "Hey, why Indonesia is famous for?" Okay, and remember to add these points. I'm just giving you some clues so that first you tell, like, yeah, you have explained there are many islands, and you can say it's about weather, possibly, or maybe food or culture, maybe many tourist spots, attractions. You see, I've already given 4 or 5 hints. Then you'll describe a little bit. The people come to visit
And
because
in,
of the food and
yes,
culture, and that is
yes,
very
in Indonesia consists of many tribes.
yes. You see now, food, culture, heritage, history, and that is very famous place. Before I knew Indonesia, I knew this place, Bali,
Yes.
and I remember that when I was in Middle East, I met an Indonesian guy, and he said there are some products which are very amazing, and that is produced only in Bali. I can remember that what he mentioned. Anyway, that what I'm trying to say is always highlight and focus at least 2 to 3 points when you're saying something is important or famous and people know it. The reason. Remember, you're giving the analysis of your answers, and that's very important. Okay, so do you think that it is very important to live in a family?
Yes, I think it's very important because um, family is home. Family is the important part in our life. So that's why it's so important to live with family.
Actually, you didn't tell anything. You just says family is important,
Yes.
but why it is important? You need to again you need to focus and explain at least 2 to 3 things. What are you typing?
So I just typing your explanation and
Very good. So, because we are human beings, we like to live in a society. We like to live together, and family is the first part of the society that takes care of you. Your parents, your brothers, sister, or your relatives. You know, remember you try to answer like this. If you're in a problem, and if you need to talk to your closest people, your family will be the first thing in the society that will come forward and help you. Your parents will never abandon their child or children, regardless whatever the child or children are. Okay, make it a bit interesting always when you're answering. Don't go to the direct answer. Bring something amazing explanation or sentence which will help you more. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what kind of families are there in your country? Like, is a single family, joint family, extended family, etc.? Remember, this question is asking like this.
What kind of the family? What is the purpose of the question? Is single family and
Joint family, there is extended family,
joint family?
nucleus family, sometimes people call it in modern language. Okay.
Mm,
As you have answered already, you live on already in your own. But before you got married, I'm sure you were living with your parents, right?
yes.
Okay. So the concept of single family or nucleus family is when there is only one family and there is no one except their own children. And joint family,
Yes.
that your parents live with uncle, aunts, or grandfather, grandmom, or any other relatives. Extended family is kind of this, but they live with the same family but all nearby, like your uncle's family, maybe your grandfather's family, or maybe your maternal uncle or paternal uncle, etc.
Most of people here are single family when, especially when they're getting married. So we live at single family.
We live, okay, not we are live, we live single family. Okay, great. You see, these are the some common question in task one. And task two, remember, is cue card. Okay, so cue card is the concept of analyzing a topic and talk about the topic at least 2 minutes. Okay. Remember, when you're explaining a topic, the foremost important part is that you need to know the vocabs you're going to say. So, which is why when you go to the part two, and you're we asked to choose a topic, and sometimes the examiner can give a topic directly. In a small card, you'll find the topic. We're going to show you in another page. So you'll be given 1 minute and you'll be given a pencil and paper to write out the thoughts you're going to speak. So you write the what you're going to say, and you'll be given the paper. Then you say about this topic. Okay, you explain it, and when you're ready, the examiner will now start speaking. Examiner is going to check the time. So we're going to have a sample test as well. I'm going to have it to check the time as well. Okay. Is your baby crying? Okay. So remember when you're speaking about the topic once again, bring an introductory sentence of your own and you go
Introduction
with the
sentence.
question.
Introduction.
Okay. Speaking task 2 and 3 are connected and related. So this is one of the easiest topic. Okay. That we can start with. So look at this scenario. Describe a house or apartment you'd like to live in or you live already. And you're going to describe, remember, you'll be given 1 minute. You can write some important points on the paper that you have been given by the examiner. Where it is. So the house you live in or you'll be living in the future, you have to describe where it is. Like, is it in a town or a village or beside a sea beach or maybe beside a jungle? And you have to explain why have you chosen that house in that location. Okay, I'm giving you a clue, but you have to speak as well afterward. If it is a town, you can say because I live in a town because it is near to my home and near to other facilities like hospital, shopping market, restaurant, etc. Or if you live in a village, I live in a village because I get fresh air, no pollution, no noise pollution, no water pollution, no air pollution. I can walk every morning. Okay. Or you can say I live in a beside a sea beach because I like to see the sunrise every morning. I like to swim in the water. You have to always explain. Number two, what you like to do there. This is the challenging part of this question. It means that how do you want to spend the time? So when you live in a family, obviously you do cooking, you do gardening, you play with their children, you teach them, you watch TV, you tell them stories. Okay, maybe you do gardening, etc. You do house decoration. Explain whatever you like to do. The next question is who you do like to live with. Remember, because you live with your own family, with your husband or partner, you can say I like to live with my husband and our children, and we would like to have a strong family ties or family bondage. And next, you see, and explain why you do like to live. You have already explained. Any other related information. This is another amazing indirect question or statement where you can explain something interesting. Like you can say, one of my students said, every morning when I wake up, I found a family photograph beside my table where my parents are there and my grandfathers are there. It reminds me the time when I was young. You see, this is a related information that it's a family photograph. All right, Hesley?
Yes, sir.
So let me know when you like to speak about this topic. Take 1 minute. I have already given clues, but if you need more clues, you can ask me now. Remember, in real life exam, the examiner is not going to talk to you. Will give you this and only ask you. Let me know when you're ready, but don't take more than 1 minute time. And again, you'll be given a pencil and paper to write any kind of information or notes.
Yes, sir. Can we just try to start?
Pardon?
Okay. Yes. So right now we started speaking. So
Let me know
I
when you're
start my.
ready. I have to check the timing.
Okay. Mm,
And you take time. Actually, because you are practicing, you take 2 3 minutes time. As I'm saying, in real life exam, you'll be given only 1 minute.
I will try to answer, sir.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay. Ready. I will
Okay,
try.
and also I'm going to assess your speed, which is fluency, your vocab, your grammar, and pronunciation and accuracy of the grammar. And I can give you the feedback straight away and any suggestions if needed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, start speaking, please.
A house or apartment you would you like to live in? Okay. For me, I prefer to live in a house because this is a good environment for raising children. We can play together and we can spend time together in the house. And when the kids are still okay. Okay, I'll try again. Okay, where is it would be? And I prepare for living in the town because in the town everything is nearby. Hospital is nearby, restaurant is nearby, and the school is nearby, and we can have an easy life in the town. But for the future, in the future when the kids already uh, grow up and they have their own life, I prefer for back to the village because in the village I can feel the fresh air and I can making a small garden there. So uh, this is my answer, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. You have spoken only 1 minute and 24 seconds. You have to speak at least 2 minutes. Remember. So, how can you extend your answers? This is my question. And also, when you're answering, do not be pause or stop or be quiet more than 10 seconds. Okay. If you
Yes,
become
sir.
quiet or if you don't speak for 10-15 seconds, it will affect your score. Okay, because fluency, it will affect your fluency, that part. Remember, fluency is the speed or the continuity when and how you speak. Okay, not too fast, not too slow, not to be repetitive, and not being quiet more than 10 seconds. Okay, that is important rules to be aware of IELTS exam. So, Hesley, if you want to extend your answer, what you can do? Tell me, please.
Mm, the first is I have to know about the topic and I have to understand some vocabulary uh, about
Mhm.
the topics.
Would you like to retry?
And,
We take some more ideas.
and then
Go on.
and then the problem is yeah. So I think just it.
Okay. If you remember, I have explained that if you can bring an introductory sentence, would be amazing related to the topic. Because we are human beings, we live in a house. A house saves us
Oh,
from heat, cold, and bad weather. It gives us protection. Yeah. So living in a suitable house really makes us happy, rather than you know living somewhere else. Okay. And we can start like this. House is a place where we find happiness, peaceful, and without anxiety, etc. All right. Bring an amazing sentence to start the topic, which is related to the topic. So, would you
yes,
like to
sir.
retry, Ashley? That's my
Point.
question. It's up to you. No worries. If you don't want to, then we'll go to the next part and I'll explain.
Okay. But I think I have to practice because, to be honest, sir, when I talk in the public, I feel so
There is one except me.
so. I know, I know, but
Do you want me to plug my
Okay.
camera so that you can see me? You can see it, yeah? Okay, my camera is black.
Okay.
There is no one except you in the black screen. It's a psychological problem, Hasli. Okay, in job
Yes, sir.
interview, in
But I have to.
exams interview, job interview especially, there are more than one interviewer. So how you're going to talk if you're invited for a job interview? Sometimes there are three interviewers. They ask you lots of questions from three perspectives. IELTS exam, it is only
Yes.
one person. Okay, you have to overcome it. It's a psychological problem.
Okay.
And
Okay, I will try to answer again.
and I'm sorry to say, if you can't overcome it, then it is going to affect your score. Because if you don't talk at least 2 minutes, if you don't use good vocabs and grammar structure, definitely it will affect your score. You'll not get a desired score. Let me give an example, okay? Two examples from my previous students. As you know, I've been teaching here now more than 2 years. One student joined me from Bangladesh, and it's a male student, and said, "Teacher, I need at least 6.5 in speaking." I said, "Okay." So when I took his assessment and I gave him a topic like this, he stopped in the middle. Number one. Next problem was his grammar was terrible. He was using wrong grammar, and obviously he was not good at vocabulary. So when he asked my feedback, honestly, I gave him, and I said to him, "You didn't get more than 5, maximum 5.5. If the examiner is happy with your presentation." Then he was very upset. The teacher, "Is that the fact? How can I overcome it?" He has exam maybe in 3 weeks' time. He had exam during those days. I said, if you can practice, possibly you will improve. But these are your flaws. These are the parts where you need to develop, like your grammar, your fluency, and your vocab as well. Okay, so what happened? He sat for
Yes.
the exam
Okay.
after 3 weeks. He got 5 or maybe
Wow.
5.5. And he was very unhappy because I predicted the same score and he got the same score. Honestly, whatever I predicted, my other students, they got the same score. Okay, because there are some criteria, when an examiner is assessing your conversation, you need to fulfill those criteria, like job requirement,
Okay.
eligibility, we call it sometimes. Yes, you're asking something.
Okay.
Sorry, Hasbi.
So I will try one more time, sir. Talking about this
Yes,
house.
if you don't want to, that's fine. I'll send
Okay.
some of these topics to you by email. I'll say some of the
But it's okay. I
tips.
want to practice.
But if you want to
I have
practice,
to
you're
do
more than
this.
welcome. That's fine. That's good for you
Yes.
as well, and good for me as well to
Yes, I
listen
have
to
to do
you. Okay.
this. Okay, I have to do this. Okay. Okay, I will try to be relaxed and talking about the house. Okay.
That's a great answer. Be
House or
positive.
apartment
Hang on a
he
second.
would
Hang on a second.
like.
I have to check the
Yes.
timing. Be positive. Don't be nervous. Be calm and cool. Think about 1 minute. Take 1, 2 minutes more. That's fine. What you're going to talk about. You can ask me, can I add this, or I'd like to bring this sentence or this scenario. Fine. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, I will starting from right now. Okay.
Let me know if you're ready because I have to check the time. As I said, you have to speak at least
Okay.
2 minutes or more.
Yes, sir. Give me 1 second.
No worries. You can take 2 to 3 minutes.
Right now, I think I'm ready. Okay, I will try to talk
Best of luck.
about this. Okay.
Ready, steady, go.
Okay, a house or apartment you would like to live in. I prefer to live in house, because as you know, house is one of the basic needs of human existence, and it protects us from nature, from threats, natural otherwise. And house provides a sense of security and house and also a symbol of power. And then a house also kind of privacy to a family, a place where they can discuss a matter without the fear of being overheard or feel offending anyone. And that's why I prefer to house. And moreover, uh, for raising children, it's better we live in a house, because everything that starting from our house, how to how to uh, raising them and how to carry them. And I prefer to live in the town, because in the town have easily life. For example, hospital nearby, school nearby, and most of the live there is easily. But when the children are grow up and they can live by themselves, I prefer to move to the village, because I can live in the near to the nature and live there with how to say that? Mm, silently, and I can got a fresh air. And I wish I can make beautiful garden nearby my house there. That's it. Thank you.
But you have not described the other questions, Leslie. Remember, you have to describe this question as well. You are describing the importance of house, that's fine. But you have to answer these questions. Please make sure you include these answers.
Which one, sir?
Like you said where it is, who would like to live it, what do you like to do? You missed this part.
Okay.
You missed one question.
Okay.
What do you like to do there?
Yes, I missed one question.
Remember, you have to answer all of the questions that has been asked in the cue card, and that is very important. Your starting this time is amazing, though there are a little bit grammar errors. That's fine. Okay, that's
Um,
okay.
mm,
We'll move to the next part. That's okay. Remember, once again, please make sure you cover all the questions. You answer them. All right. So you spoke
yes, sir.
this time. You
Yes,
spoke
sir.
2 minutes and 45 seconds. That is pretty cool. Much better than before.
Okay, just be relaxed. Okay, have to be
Yes, you have
relaxed.
to be relaxed and you have to check the questions before you answer. Okay. You have
Yes.
used
What
some.
about my grammar?
Your
What
grammar
about
is more or
my
less. There are some mistakes somewhere. I'll suggest you to listen to it yourself. Yeah, because it will be recorded and uploaded in the YouTube after a few hours. Listen to it. If you can find your own
yes?
mistakes, that means you're a very good listener. Okay. Remember that we have that analytical power of finding our more mistakes. So don't worry. I'll suggest you listen to this part when this conversation is over, and this video will be uploaded after a few hours automatically by the system. Well done. You have used some of the words very amazing way about their family, the importance of family, and the protection, safety. Well done, those words. Okay, Hesley? All right. So when this part 2 is over, we go to the part 3. And in part 3, uh, explains the analytical answers which is related to the topic of part 2. We try to give the reasons, effects, comparison, supporting examples, and personal experience. We compare and contrast as well. So,
Would you like to just give me an example how it's
okay,
use this, sir?
all right. I'm going to actually we have got 30 minutes. I'm going to play a video for the part 3 so that you know. Yeah, hang on a second. In part 3, there is no timing. One moment. I'm going to share a video from the British Council.
So,
Can you
you've
see it?
decided to take the IELTS exam. Congratulations.
Hester, can you
Success
hear it?
starts with IELTS. The
Yes,
speaking
sir.
test is divided
Okay,
into
listen to
three
it
I can hear
carefully. It's
sections.
only
properly.
3 minutes
Part
video.
1 is the introduction and general questions. Part 2 is the long turn. And Part 3 is an analytical discussion. It's important to understand the criteria on which you will be tested in the IELTS exam. First, we consider the criteria of fluency and coherence. This is one of 4 criteria on which you will be tested. We'll cover the other 3 in later videos. Fluency and coherence refer to your ability to speak at length, including organizing ideas logically and appropriately signposting. It also refers to your ability to express and justify opinions and to discuss and speculate about issues without long pauses or repetition of the same words. Signposting is the use of words or phrases that indicate the direction of your thoughts. We will give you some examples of this in a moment. Many students try memorizing large portions of speech to repeat during the speaking test, but this can add unnecessary stress and sound unnatural. We don't recommend this approach. Here are a few tips to improve your speaking test performance. As you are speaking about a topic, build on your point of view by adding a few details. For example, if the question is, "What do you do?" rather than responding with, "I am a teacher," you might expand this to, "I have been a high school mathematics teacher in New York for over 5 years." For part 2 of the test, use the bullet points on the task card to help you structure your long turn and make notes in the 1 minute that's given using key words. In part 3 particularly, it is important to develop your answers and to speak at length. You can do this by thinking of reasons, effects, comparisons, supporting examples, and personal experience. Just make sure you are signposting what you say. For example, discussing excessive TV watching, you might mention reasons, increasing numbers of TV channels compared to a generation ago, and the popularity of TV characters. Effects, increasing obesity levels, eyesight problems, and other health issues. Experience, my nephew watches nothing except cartoons. He will not study. Here are some examples of signposting for part 3 of the test. Compare contrast. In my view, there are 2 main differences. Responding to a point. Yes, I agree because, or I'm not sure I agree with that. You see, speculating on the future. I think we'll probably see a lot of, or maybe there'll be more, or it's unlikely that we will have. Practice is the key to increasing your fluency. There are no shortcuts. Practice using English in everyday communication as much as you can. Record yourself talking about different subjects. Then play it back and listen for linking expressions, hesitation, words you may be repeating, and times when your speech is slow. This will help improve your fluency. The assessment criteria is the only thing on which you will be tested. You will not be assessed on your appearance, body language while speaking in the exam, or your creative ideas. IELTS examiners are very consistent with their application of the IELTS assessment criteria. It is the same assessment given everywhere in the country and everywhere in the world. For more
Okay, one moment. Hey, Amar, welcome. Thanks for the subscription. Did you get the point? What the video said, Leslie?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I've invited him. If you're free, Amar, thank you very much. Remember, in speaking task 3 is related to that topic of task 2. And there are questions. You just answer it one by one. Once again, number 1 tip, do not go to explanation more than 20 to 30 seconds time. Tips number 2 is always focus about the question. And if you don't understand the question, you must ask the examiner. Do not guess. If you guess, you might be ended up giving a wrong answer, which I don't want. If you answer it wrongly, you're not going to get marks. You're spending the time. It will affect your score. Okay. Now, third point is try to use the best of your pronunciation techniques because this is important. And try to speak naturally and articulately, which is why in IELTS exam there is no marking for accent, but there is marking for your pronunciation. Look at the question. We'll try to cover as many questions as possible because we have got 6 minutes, 20, now 19 seconds. Do you see the questions, Hesley?
Yes, sir. I can see properly.
Do you think it's better to rent or to buy a place to live in?
I think it's better to buy a place to live in because, as we know, this is oh my God, I'm give up.
No.
Okay.
Giving up is the failure. I don't want you to fail.
Okay.
Remember,
Okay.
you have to try. If you don't try, you will never
I have to
know
try.
whether you'll be successful or not. Okay. Yeah, that's
Okay.
why what happened, you see, you said better to buy a property, then you have to tell the reasons. If you remember, when you're answering, establish a reason behind it, why you're preferring or why do you like to buy a property rather than renting it. Tell the reason, like if I buy a property, it will be my property. It is a real satisfaction being the part of the family. My children will be playing there, and then you compare the price as well. Maybe you can say like that. Okay, though buying property will be expensive, but I have to arrange the money. I'll use my own money or my money from my husband or my parents, which I got as an inheritance. Make it up. Come on, it's a story. Remember, IELTS exam is nothing but a story. Hello, Shahrukh. Thank you very much for the subscription. Okay. Ashley, once again, IELTS speaking is nothing but you're telling a story
Oh
of
my
your own.
God.
There is nothing truth or fake information. Okay. Even if it is fake, it doesn't matter because we are not going to identify your information. We're going to assess your English language. Hello, Shahrukh. Welcome.
Okay. Okay. I'll try it. Do you think it's better to rent or buy a place to live in? Okay. I prefer to buy a house because it can be mine and I can decorate any way that I want. And I can choose also types of upgrade and new. Uh, and the second is I can savings because money paid for rent is many that I will never see again, just gone. But when I buy, my house will be mine, and then mm, building a
Oh,
Hang on a second. You have said
okay
already it will be
building.
mine. Okay. And one more. Well,
Okay,
welcome
hello.
Shahrukh and Pawan.
okay, I just repeat.
RahatAli's.
Hello.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. Is it Pawan?
How are you? This is Shahrukh one.
Okay, Shahrukh. Welcome. And thanks for the subscription.
Yeah.
You both have joined on a trial basis. Remember, the trial
Yes.
basis is only for 2 lessons. You will get 2 lessons because you have joined at the end.
Yeah.
And this class runs on every Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. UK time. Okay, so next class will be next Saturday and Sunday. We have got 2 minutes only. Remember, this class has a time limitation. It is only 1 hour and it has got countdown system. 59 minutes, 59 seconds. It starts down, then it goes down by 1 second. When it comes to zero, it is, it shuts down automatically. But all of my classes are recorded and saved in my Facebook and YouTube channel. You can watch them by any time visiting the unlimited time. Okay.
Sure.
Great, great, Rahat. So, where are you from?
I'm from England.
You're from England right now. So, are you working somewhere, or you are just a teacher on this platform,
I
or
work
something else?
I work for the British government in the National Health Service. Here I'm a part-time teacher.
Here you are part-time teacher. Oh wow, great. So, what's your qualification, by the way, still now?
Did you visit my profile? Please visit my profile. It will be better for you. Okay.
I'm asking you yeah, directly. It is the basic and practical is
Okay.
better than.
I've got few degrees, and at the moment I'm studying my PhD program in epidemiology.
Oh, great.
And I've got my
What?
teaching degree from the UK, which is the part of the requirement of this app. I've got TEFL certificate course. Okay. So we have got 57 seconds. Now it is going down. Let's stop here. All right. Thank you very much. Do you have any more question? By the way, you all are the part of the subscribers chat. If you've got any question, you can always write there, and when I'll be free, I can answer it. Okay.
Yeah, of course, sir.
And
So this class is going to add in next 1 minute, right?
next 29 seconds, now 28. Okay.
Okay.
And as I've said, you can visit my YouTube channel because it will be uploaded after a few hours. All the IELTS classes, including grammar, vocab, or speaking test, as well as reading and writing, those are available there. You can watch them anytime.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. And Hesley, thank you very much. We'll continue
Thank you, sir.
next week. Bye.
Yes.